The WNBA just got exposed, again, and Angel Reese is leading the charge. Imagine dedicating your entire life to reaching the pinnacle of women's basketball, only to discover that a side tournament pays more than your professional league salary. That's the reality for Angel Reese. Reese just earned $50,000 from Unrivaled, a relatively new 3-on-3 basketball league. To put that in perspective, her annual salary with the Chicago Sky in the WNBA is $81,000. That means she made more in a few weeks playing in a fledgling tournament than she'll earn over several months in the WNBA, a league that's been around for nearly 30 years. Reese isn't staying quiet about it either. She called out the WNBA on social media, saying, "We deserve more." Her frustration is clear and warranted. The pay gap is staggering, and it highlights how the WNBA continues to fall short when it comes to compensating its stars. As Unrivaled is just getting started, its ability to offer more competitive payouts is raising serious questions about how the WNBA treats its athletes. Angel Reese's message is simple but powerful. Women's basketball deserves better.
I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out.
That's a possibility.
And here's where it gets even more eye-opening. Angel Reese isn't scraping by, she's thriving. She lives in an $88,000 a month apartment, drives a $183,000 Mercedes G-Wagon, and is racking up major endorsement deals. Meanwhile, her WNBA salary barely puts a dent in her lifestyle.
WNBA women's basketball star Angel Reese says we should get paid like NBA players, okay? That's going out everywhere, clown world.
But here's the thing, Angel Reese isn't just speaking for herself. She's shining a light on a much bigger issue, one that could shake the WNBA to its core. Here's the real question. If brand new tournaments like Unrivaled are already dishing out serious prize money, how long before players start jumping ship? And will the WNBA wake up before it's too late? Let's break it down. Imagine being a professional athlete at the highest level of women's basketball, and yet you make more money in a few weeks playing in a side 3-on-3 league than you do grinding through an entire WNBA season. That's exactly what just happened to Angel Reese. She pocketed $50,000 from Unrivaled, more than 60% of her annual WNBA salary. Her rookie deal with the Chicago Sky is worth $324,000 over 4 years, which comes out to just $81,000 a year. In comparison, Unrivaled paid her like a star for a fraction of the effort and time. And she's not alone. Caitlin Clark, the #1 overall pick, the face of a new era for the league and a ratings magnet, is only making $338,500 over 4 years. That's barely above Reese's salary. Think about that. The WNBA's top rookie, arguably one of its most valuable assets, is pulling in just over 6 figures a year. This is exactly why Angel Reese spoke out. Her frustration isn't just about her own paycheck, it's about a broken system that undervalues its biggest stars. And if you think this is a one-off moment of outrage, think again. Reese has been vocal about this for months. Back in October, she said it bluntly, "The WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all." The message is clear. The league needs to change. Fast.
Angel Reese, what she's getting paid by the league doesn't cover her expenses.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Literally.
Angel Reese even did the math. Her rent alone is $8,000 a month. That means her entire WNBA rookie salary wouldn't even cover a full year of housing. And that's before taxes, training costs, travel expenses, or, actual living. For context, the average rent in the US is about $1,600 a month. Reese is paying 5 times that, and she's not even breaking a sweat financially. Why? Because her real income comes from endorsements, social media, and nil deals, sources that pay her far more than the WNBA ever could. She even joked, "Hating pays my bills, baby." In other words, negative attention is more profitable than her official league salary. Let that sink in.
Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
All right. But here's where things get even wilder. Angel Reese didn't just talk about the money problem. She went out and got the bag. She joined Unrivaled, the brand new women's 3-on-3 basketball league, and wasted no time making her mark. Playing for Rose, BC, Reese led her team to the league's first-ever championship, earned Defensive Player of the Year honors, and walked away with $50,000 in prize money. That's when Indiana Fever guard Sydney Colson jokingly offered to take the winnings off her hands on social media. But Reese wasn't laughing. She fired back with a now viral post. "I know you are very aware, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm on a rookie contract, and that $50,000 was a little more than half of my salary. So I have to keep that to myself. Sorry." The tweet exploded. Fans were stunned, frustrated, and honestly embarrassed that one of the league's brightest young stars had to defend keeping her own prize money. And the comparison to the men's side made things worse. Let's put it into perspective. NBA Summer League players, many of whom won't even make an NBA roster, can earn up to $100,000 for just a few months of exhibition games. That's more than what Reese makes in an entire WNBA season. Meanwhile, NBA benchwarmers rake in millions. Reese? She's delivering massive ratings, helping sell out arenas, and keeping women's basketball in the spotlight, and still has to count every dollar. Yet somehow, she's still winning. Despite the WNBA's broken pay system, Angel Reese isn't struggling. She's built a brand that goes far beyond basketball. She owns a $183,000 Mercedes G-Wagon, more than double her yearly salary. She lives in an $8,000 a month apartment, wears luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, and sports high-end jewelry on the regular. And when fans speculated about her net worth, some guessing $2 million, she shut it down fast. Why? Because it might be higher. In a recent interview, she hinted that she's already been able to retire her mom, pay off her family's mortgage, and take care of loved ones. That's not struggling, that's generational wealth building. But Reese also knows this isn't just about her. She's using her platform to call out a system that fails to support its stars the way the NBA does. And right now, the WNBA is falling short, big time. Of course, no Angel Reese story is complete without mentioning her ultimate rival, Caitlin Clark. The two have been facing off since middle school, but things escalated during college when Reese's LSU squad dominated Clark's Iowa team in the NCAA championship. That showdown sparked one of the most talked about rivalries in sports. And while Reese hasn't shied away from calling out the media for crowning Clark as the face of women's basketball, she's also clear about one thing: there's no real beef. I don't have any hard feelings toward her, and she doesn't have any hard feelings toward me. It's just basketball, and it gets crazy sometimes. Whether it's genuine respect or marketing magic, one thing is certain: this rivalry is printing money, and it might just be what forces the WNBA to finally wake up.
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life.
And guess what? The WNBA is about to cash in on this storyline, big time. The upcoming season tips off in May, and one of the most anticipated matchups hits on May 17th, Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever. The hype? Off the charts. The stakes? Higher than ever. Angel Reese didn't just walk away with $50,000 from Unrivaled. She walked away with the conversation. She flipped the spotlight onto an issue the WNBA has been dodging for years. And now, the league has two choices: evolve or get left behind. Because here's the truth: the WNBA isn't just underpaying its players, it's undervaluing them. Reese, Clark, and this new generation of stars are selling out arenas, driving record-breaking viewership, and pulling millions of new fans into the game. But instead of being rewarded like the faces of a revolution, they are still being paid like part-time workers. The fact that a brand new 3-on-3 league is already writing bigger checks than the WNBA, that's not just a red flag, it's a warning siren. And it raises a serious question: if Unrivaled and other alternative leagues continue to grow, and let's be honest, they will, why should players stay in a system that refuses to grow with them? Let's be real, Angel Reese isn't just making noise, she's building a brand, an empire. While the WNBA pinches pennies, she's pulling in major endorsement deals, crushing it on social media, and winning in independent leagues. She's proving that you don't need the WNBA to be a superstar. And if more players catch on, the WNBA could be in real trouble. If the league doesn't make serious changes, it won't be Angel Reese needing the WNBA. It'll be the WNBA begging for Angel Reese. Now let's hear from you. Is this just part of women's basketball growing pains? Should players seriously consider leagues like Unrivaled as a long-term option? Is the WNBA still the premier stage, or just one of many now? And here's the big one. If the WNBA doesn't fix its pay structure soon, could stars like Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark actually leave for better paying opportunities? What would that mean for the league? And if salaries do start rising, where should that money come from? Should the NBA step in? Should the league double down on marketing its stars? Drop your takes in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of WNBA drama, deep dives, and rising star power. This season is going to be wild, and trust me, you don't want to be the last to know what's really going on. Catch you in the next one.